Jason staying with Tech Sideline here with the newest Virginia Tech commit. Joining us out. I mean, it looks like I'm out where you are right now with my background here. I'm not at the beach. That's just where I wish I was for everybody who's watched these. But I feel like it looks like I'm out close to where you are out in Cali. So
Yeah.
DJ Harvey, man, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining me. I guess, man, just tell me right off the top. I know you told there's been other stories on you at this point, but I guess kind of tell us again, just what was it about Virginia Tech? Why'd you decide to go? That's where you wanted to go.
I think it was the best fit for me and my family. It was just a great situation all around, and with Coach Fuente and the defensive staff and offensive staff and special teams, they welcomed me. When they first offered me, they welcomed me in. So I think it was just a great fit all around, and I just want to be different. I'll be the first Cali dude out there, so just being different, just like showing other people like I can go somewhere else and I don't have to stay like 2 hours away from Cali, or like just be different than everybody else. Just separate yourself from distractions.
Well, and you told me before, DJ, before we started the interview, that you're a California guy through and through. You were born in California, you've lived in California. Have you thought about what that's going to be like being not only just in another state outside of California, but over on the East Coast? I don't know. What's that going to be like, do you think?
You just got to adapt. I think my mom always told me, be uncomfortable to be comfortable. So the uncomfortable spot, you just got to be comfortable with it. Make it your comfort zone.
So we talked about, we've talked for some other stories I've done on the DJ, and I know a lot of times we kept going back to you and your teammates took that trip to Virginia Tech. It was like 2 weeks before all the quarantine stuff set in. It was like a Midnight Madness thing. How much did that trip have an impact on your decision? How much goes back to that trip?
I'm gonna keep it honest with you. At first, I didn't think Virginia Tech was gonna be like anywhere. I didn't think I was gonna commit to Virginia Tech. Mm-hmm. But when I went to the school, it was just like you just seen everything and how the coaches were talking. It was just like they want to sell you, but you got to really pay attention to what they're trying to sell you in. So I think when I left, I was just like my whole book changed. My whole book of what I was looking for changed.
So what did you're saying it changed? Like what did you feel like you kept going back to that you liked or that really stood out about that trip?
I like the coaching staff. So the coaching staff, I'm gonna be with most of them probably 90-80% of the time. So I just like the way they run things and just the way they operate. And being a West Coast guy, it's like you going to the East Coast is something different. You don't see a lot of West Coast kids go to the East Coast. So I had to really, really pay attention to what they were trying to sell. And, they got me. So I'm committed.
If I remember right, it was Coach Bo Davidson. He was the guy who started recruiting you, right?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me about that relationship with him. I mean, how has it really progressed from when he started recruiting you, months ago to obviously to where we are now?
He really did everything he could for, my parents, especially with my mom. She didn't go, and neither did my dad, but my mom was really asking all the questions that she can, and he was just helping everything that he can. So it just shows true love for the kid that you really want. And I think my mom fell in love with that. And, now it's just history. Now I just got to go out there and do what I got to do.
Is it still Coach Davidson? Or I think, if I remember it, you saying that you talked to Coach Hamilton a lot too.
Yeah.
I guess, Coach Ham and what you mentioned the coaches obviously being a big part of it. What has that relationship been like with him and even, some of the other coaches I guess you've talked to on that staff?
Coach Ham, he been there. He been to Virginia Tech. So, when he was talking about DBU, you really got to listen to what he has to say. And I think what he was saying, really gave me a real good detail of what Virginia Tech is like for the defensive backside. Mm-hmm. And, Coach Smitty being the corner coach, I talk to him probably almost every day.
Yeah.
So me and him have a great relationship. He just wants everybody in his room to succeed. He wants everybody in his room to succeed and everybody get better. And all the coaching staff, they hit me up on phone, Twitter, just asking how do I feel about the school. I had like commits before I even committed, like talk about me going to the school. So it's just like it's a family atmosphere that they have over there.
Yeah. And you mentioned DBU. I mean, that's a spot. There's a couple that claim to be DBU, and that's Virginia Tech is one that has for a long time said that they've said they're DBU. Like what I guess what's kind of your familiarity with DBU and Virginia Tech and some of the guys who have come through there?
If you just look at their pipeline, who they brought in and who they put out in the NFL, it's just a great list. Um, you know, the best safety I think that ever came out of there is Coach Cam and Cam Chancellor. That's just being honest.
Yeah.
And then they had Kyle Fuller that goes to the Bears. So it's like you have a great addition to the DBU. So it's not like it just magically happened. It's
Yeah.
been there.
And you had a couple of those guys from DBU in your commitment video. So you've talked to some of those other guys too, like Terrell and Greg Stroman? Hang on, DJ, you muted. There you go. All right. Say it again.
My mom didn't even. My mom did the whole thing. That last part of the commitment video. I had a video at first, and it was gonna be me in a jersey, but she put it to a whole nother thing, and I didn't even know until I watched the video.
Man, that was all Mama Harvey's work, huh?
Yeah, that was her idea.
Wow. Okay. So Mama Harvey has talked to some of those guys from DBU, then, huh?
Yeah, she got on the phone with Bo Davidson. She tried to figure out an idea, and I didn't even know about it. I was back in my hometown, so.
Okay. So
yeah.
We've obviously pinpointed, though, or at least it sounds like you're going to be part of DBU. Like, what between Coach Hamilton, Coach Smitty, like, what have they talked about? What role do they see you having? How do they see you fitting in that secondary there?
They believe I can be like a corner / safety, like basically a hybrid that can go ahead and cover, a big tight end, go against a fast slot, or go against a tall wide out. Like it really doesn't matter to me where they put me, but they feel like I can do all those, and I have to study all those when I get there. So I just gotta be prepared for it.
Yeah. Any chance you could play any offense there? You think?
Hopefully that's the plan. I mean, I'm not really tripping if I don't play offense. I can play special teams, but if they do put me on offense, that'll be a nice little look.
Okay. So what do you feel like you need to do to between now and next spring or next summer, whenever you get there? What are some things you need to be working on and be ready to go when you do get there?
Work on my feet, work on my eyes, and just being a dominant athlete. Just gotta be different than a lot of kids out here that's going to college. So you gotta get your body right, and then when I do go out there, I'll already have my body right. I'll be in shape, so that I'll be prepared.
Yeah. So I meant to ask you, DJ. We talked. You were talking about at the very beginning how you wanted to be different, right? And you said that. You're one of the first guys from Cali to go to Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not Cali. I know you got contacts all over the place, but is there anybody you feel like you're really working on that you're selling Virginia Tech to right now?
I mean, I have a lot of people ask me about why Virginia Tech, and I give them a reason. They be like, "Man, that might be the move. Like, should I go?" Like, it's just all about selling the product. Virginia Tech is the product. You want to sell people to the product.
Is anybody listening to what you're selling now?
Yeah, they listening. They got to. I mean, I'm committed, so I have like a whole book of what you need to hear, and I'm just keep it straight up.
So see, everybody was worried about the Texas to Virginia Tech pipeline. Apparently, there's a Cali to VT pipeline. Is that right? Could be.
Yeah, it could be. We're trying to make that official.
Okay. All right. Well, any message to Hokie fans or anything, DJ?
You're gonna get the best out of me, on and off the field, and you just won't regret that I came. I believe I can change the program, and with the 2021 class that we have, I believe we can run the SEC, ACC.
All I can say is, I know you said your Mama Harvey set it all up, but
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like you've already got the blessing of a few guys from DBU. I mean, two guys in the NFL there, Greg Stroman and Terrell Edmonds. So we'll see what DJ Harvey has in store for DBU, for D Block, and for Virginia Tech. So DJ, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
No problem.